Hello and welcome to another update video on MSTR. I think we should zoom out first a little bit. The price has formed that one more low that, well, I don't want to say I wanted to see it, but it was still likely, especially as long as we held below micro resistance. And we now officially reached the $191 level. Exactly here, the 100% extension. I'm going to zoom in a minute. I know a lot of you are interested in the microstructures. To zoom out a little bit also for new viewers. Yeah, I mean the move to the downside here can be considered an A, B, C structure, and the C wave can be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. The meaning of the 100% extension target. Why do we call it the 100% extension target? Because in any ABC structure, it is very likely that it's reached, because an A wave and a C wave, they tend to have the same length. C waves are quite often also longer than an A wave, so which is why we have the entire set here. From the 100% extension to the 161.8 extension, this is basically an entire range, possible target range of a C wave. Yeah, so we can easily see it go down a little lower. Yeah, I can easily go down a little bit lower in a C wave, and so we need to be prepared, right? We need to be prepared. I said in previous videos I do not expect the correction to be complete from up here. Yeah, so said when we get a bounce, we'll likely get another low. And then I also said that, however, if we go directly to the 100% extension, it's technically possible that we form the correction there straight away. Because not all corrections are ABC patterns. Sometimes they are WXY structures, which are basically slightly shorter corrections. Or not really shorter, but more complex ones. And the WXY is 3 waves here in W, 3 waves here in X, and 3 waves in Y. So it's a 3-3-3 pattern. And the 100% extension is a typical target, which is why I say, well, you know, maybe we form a significant low here. However, the WXY structure is not the most likely scenario usually. And to believe it, I would need to see further evidence, like decent upside momentum from here, a 5-wave move up, a long trade setup. I don't have a long trade setup here, not from an Elliott Wave point of view, but we reached an important support level. We're still holding there. So I think what becomes increasingly probable is a bounce in wave 4 and then another low in wave 5. Whether it's the white or orange count at this point doesn't even make a great difference anymore, because they look very, very similar. So what matters more is now in the short term, do we actually have a low? And I shared with you a few days ago or a couple of weeks ago the microstructure here and said one more low appears likely. One more low appears likely, and we formed that one more low, but I'm not fully, convinced that we've actually bottomed, because the last decline here looks like a 3-wave move down. So I mean, it got rejected. It moved into resistance that we talked about last week. It got rejected, moved to a slightly lower low, hit exactly the $191 level, which is the 100% extension, which it hadn't done on Friday. And now we get a bounce. There's no surprise here, but this is tiniest movements. So I think what is important to mention is we still have resistance. Because this is not a 5-wave decline the last bit, but 3 waves, it is, in my opinion, not very clear yet that the entire low is in. We could easily just get a bounce in the wave 4. And this here is basically an A, B, C structure, and then we can still get another low. So just be ready for that. So we just leave the resistance area where it is. We view it as a pivot. It's between $203 and $215. A break above 215 will indicate a low is in. That would be a first indication. Until then, there's really no indication the low is in. I would also keep an eye on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also now very much oversold. I mean, it's just a bounce becomes more and more likely. I think it can be reasonable to add a little bit. I mean, it's just like nibbling, like tiny positions by anybody who wants to accumulate. I mean, it's your decision. But I would find it quite reasonable to start adding small. I've done with Bitcoin. I've done that with Bitcoin today. I bought a little bit of Bitcoin. but not massive positions. Like, it's not like I expect necessarily the low to form here, but I want to be prepared for it. I'm not trying to time the absolute low here. But yeah, I mean, we've reached a key spot. MSTR could have bottomed earlier, didn't. We weren't really bullish, but I was watching already for a larger bounce before. Didn't happen, so weakness was still on. And so this is now just a key spot. The 100% extension is often the most relevant support in such an ABC structure. So we'll see if it can find support. It could still get a few more downside squiggles. Again, it depends on how we now react to micro resistance. So that should give you the next key resistance levels for the next sessions to watch. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then also check out our other channels, for example, the Morecryptoonline channel, for more updates. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.